Look alive, Samantha.
Oh, wait, start again. I
No,
wasn't
I'm
paying
not starting
attention.
it again. Nope.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay, you gotta give me a minute to make the music fade really nice.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to our listeners, except those in Kosovo, because apparently we've been banned there.
Apparently, our music, people in Kosovo are not allowed to listen to it.
Copyright. Maybe the people in Kosovo were the ones who invented that song, and that's what's
Oh, but it says no copyright music.
right. So, anyways, welcome to Go Sage Yourself. I am Samantha, a holistic wellness integrative practitioner.
Here we go. And I'm Heidi, a holistic, integrative breathwork facilitator and yoga teacher. Namaste, bitches.
Namaste. So I first want to start off by just saying thank you to the person
Oh,
who, yeah, thank you
to
to the person.
me?
Well, thank you to you, but thank you
Ooh.
also to the person who gave me a mic. Oh, you can't see because of my really cool backgrounds, but
Yeah, where are you?
I'm in Fiji today. Just
Oh,
kidding.
hello.
I have a virtual background. But so basically, our last episode was about manifestation. And you also called me out because I really need to get a podcast microphone. And then all
Yeah.
of a sudden, there's this really cool Facebook page. If you don't know about it, it's called Buy, Sell Nothing. And you can post things. Do you know about it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So you can post things that you want to get rid of. And then you can also look for things you want to get. And someone had a podcast microphone. So thank you for my new podcast microphone.
I love that so much. I also manifested. We can talk, we're going to be talking about rituals today, so I'm not going to talk about the ritual that manifested this, but I might have manifested my PJ.
Amazing. I can't wait to hear about that.
Okay, should we sage first before we go into that?
100%. Let's sage it
Okay.
up.
Welcome to Go Sage Yourself, where two unhinged sisters show you that you don't have to live in a cave to be spiritual. And here we go.
It's living in a cave. Anyways,
I mean, like a monk, like you don't have to like be spiritual and like never do anything weird and only be spiritual. You can be spiritual and be crazy and not know geography, like both things can coexist.
that's true. So, sage is an herb that helps to cleanse the auric fields, which are the energy fields around you, and also the energy in your space. So, we're just going to start with our
Wait,
saging.
do you know what aura farming is?
No.
It's like a new thing, like 6, 7. Yeah. So,
Okay.
or it's good. If you're aura farming, that means like you have a good aura. But the kids are saying it. So, like, even the kids know about auras, you
That's
know,
amazing. Well, we're all elevating one step at a time.
one step at a time. All right, let's close our eyes unless you're driving and take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. I feel like I can see the whites in your eyeballs and it's really grossing me out.
Thank you.
No, like when you close, like, like when someone
Oh,
rolls.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here's the sage for you, for me, for this ethereal space, and for all of our listeners. And there we go. Let's make
Okay.
sure I don't burn the house down. Wait, doesn't my face look so glowy right now?
Yeah. What are you using?
Well, that will take us into our ritual conversation because I did a moon mask.
Okay. Tell me more.
It's where you put your period blood on your face.
That's disgusting.
I also got a real facial today, but I also did a moon mask for the full moon.
I mean, actually, your skin looks really good, so I might want to do that if that's what it just is. Honestly, is that what the
Look,
mask does?
yeah, yeah, it makes your skin look like this. You're welcome. And think about like, didn't you eat your placenta?
Yeah, but it was in capsules.
Okay, that's better. So
For all those that don't know, a placenta, because we might have some male listeners who never know.
men don't know what a placenta is.
I mean, I don't know. Well, a placenta.
Well, maybe people don't know. Okay, go.
So a placenta is what comes out
You
of.
don't know.
It's what you're. It's what your baby is like in. The
No, that's the sac.
right,
The
isn't that what you
placenta.
deliver?
No, I think if the baby
No.
is in a sac and then the placenta is like its little food source. It's like its little Chick-fil-A box. And
Mm.
like the food comes through the placenta through the umbilical cord into the baby, like straight from there. It's like getting its nutrients from your placenta.
But
And then
then
when
what
you
happens to the what happens to the sac?
that they're in,
Yeah.
yeah, that's when your water breaks, the sac opens and then the water breaks and then they come out. And then remember you had to push again and your placenta came out?
I don't remember.
Okay, yeah, you probably blocked it out. Well, anyways, then people eat the placenta.
I don't think people are going to want to listen to this podcast anymore.
You ate the placenta.
Did you?
No,
Oh, you missed out.
I was a missed opportunity, missed opportunity. But I did put my period blood on my face because look how beautiful.
For those
Mm,
listeners who are just listening, honestly, it actually
glowing.
looks good and I'm considering doing it. I'll let you know. How do I don't even want to know how you collect.
Yeah, it's because I use a flex cup.
Me too. So
Yeah.
so that you just like pour the blood into.
You just like give it a little dippy dip with your fingers and then you put it on your face and then you wait for it to dry. It'll dry very quickly. You do it in the shower. Like by the time you wash your body, the
How
blood is
many times
dry.
do you have to do it?
As many as you want.
So how many times do you do it?
Well, people normally have their period once a month, Samantha.
So you just do it one time?
Will you think I'm saving my period blood in like vials in the refrigerator?
No, but like during the course of your periods, you do it like every day or
Well, towards the end, it's like not so, red anymore.
okay, moving on. So today
Someone did ask me if they could do a white facial, like a white moon facial.
I know what that is, and we're not going there.
No, no, I'm not talking about like semen. I'm talking about like white from the vagina.
Okay. Literally, I think we
Anyways, I just want to say that the answer is no. Like that is not where we're going with this. It's like the blood is the stuff that's like really vital for your skin. People pay a lot of money to get like platelets and stuff put on their like to grow their hair and stuff, you know?
yeah. So we're
Okay.
talking about rituals today. So some
Yes.
rituals that you're already doing, and maybe you don't call them rituals, and some rituals that maybe you're not doing that might be helpful.
Like the moon mask, you can add that into the rotation.
Yeah. If there are any men listening,
We
um,
can let you borrow our vagina blood.
I'm not letting you borrow that, but that's okay. So let's talk a little bit about some rituals that maybe you do that are less like rituals and more just like things that you do in your day to day that can be a ritual. Like I find like some people are like, I can't meditate, but I'm like, meditation literally can be being mindful when you wash your hands. So like, what are some rituals that you're doing that maybe aren't necessarily rituals?
I feel like I have a lot of rituals because I am like a rule follower and I'm an Aries and I like to like go all into things. So like if someone tells me like you should try these things, I like automatically make them a ritual. So like my mornings are full of rituals because I like starting the day like that. So I this is not answering your question. So do you have any?
I have some, but I found that the opposite of you, which is that when I do too much of that stuff, like I don't even have time to do have a day. So I like to kind of like I always do a meditation in the daytime at some point, and
Yeah.
that's enough for me. But then if I have time to do other things, like maybe pull an oracle card or maybe like do those are actually like I feel like real quote unquote rituals. So that's why I think it's important to like make up rituals that kind of
Make them up.
yeah,
Yeah, like touching a doorknob 7 times before you leave the house.
that's more like obsessive compulsive disorder
So where's the
or
line
like
between ritual and OCD? Like I am at the point I feel like where maybe I should talk to someone because I have these rituals that I do in the morning and I feel like if I miss one, I might like have a crash out, as the children say.
but that's my problem with sometimes
Right.
rituals
It's true.
because people will say like, "Oh, make a gratitude list and then in the morning you should do your meditation and then you should do stretching and then you should work out." And it's like,
Yeah.
who has time for that shit? And if you don't, then it's like the all or nothing mentality.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Yeah. So I've just found more so like, okay, do one thing that's grounding in the morning and one
Yeah.
thing that's grounding in the evening. And then in
Yeah.
between, if you have some time to like pull an oracle card or whatever, that's fine. But the rituals that I make up are well, it's not even really making up. Like if I have some tea,
Yeah.
I might like drink it and be like, I'm so ritualistic.
What? First of all, do you even drink tea? Oh, you do drink tea now. You make those little satchels.
Yeah, I love tea.
So you literally are drinking tea and then you're like, I'm so ritualistic.
No, I'm not really saying I'm so ritualistic. That was a little
No, but
excessive.
like taking a moment, what your tea can, what I think what you're saying is like you can make anything into your ritual because as long as you're being in the present moment with it, like that's all a ritual is meant to do is bring you into this moment and set the tone a little different. So like I like it, I like doing like sort of a menu, I guess, which is what I used to do when I taught in schools is like there's must do's and may do's. It was like you pick something from the appetizer menu and then you pick something from the main course.
But what
Um,
if you're not allowed to order an appetizer?
Welcome to the Brazier household
Yeah, we used to be able not to order an appetizer
or a
because,
drink.
and so what I would do is instead of eating dinner because I wanted to be rebellious, I would order as an appetizer as dinner to make a stink.
Ooh, snaps.
And then finally now I'm able to order an
So
appetizer.
now do you order appetizers every time you go out?
Now that I can do it, I don't really want to.
Yeah.
But I do like if my husband and I are just going to
I
dinner.
actually prefer to just order a bunch of appetizers and like share everything.
So that's your ritual.
Mm, I don't know that that's a ritual for me. It's
Well,
just
that's
what I
what
like to do. So
well, but
in the
that's where I'm saying.
mornings,
Sorry.
that right. In the mornings, I do a meditation. I feel like you should do like something for your body, something for your mind, like period, end of story, and then like have a bank of things you choose from. So in the morning, I always do breath work. I have like a multitude of apps that I choose from. I love Othership. I love Awaken. And then I do a meditation usually on the Open app. But what I love about Open and Othership is right when you open the app, it gives you a new one to do that morning. So like I have trouble making decisions. So if they just tell me like this is your morning um meditation, I can just click on it and then be done. And
Is open
then
app meditation and then othership is
Othership is breath work and Open has breath work also, but it has meditation and that's
which
what it
one
like
is
opens up.
free?
They both have free trials like when you first go on. And Open, I think both of them you can continue to be free, but if you want to open access. I keep saying open. If you want to open up your doors to more, then you can pay for the app. And Open has vocal toning. Have you ever done vocal toning?
Sort of. And I do realize that the other day when I was singing and I was just lip syncing, there's such a difference between lip syncing and using your voice, which made me realize that vocal.
Obviously, one, you're not talking.
I know. Well, actually, one time I was on the phone with you and mom, and you just started deciding because you wake up and do vocal toning as part of your 1,000 ritual things that
Only
you
when
do.
I'm teaching yoga, I like doing vocal toning on the way to the studio because it helps me like get it ground into my center. So
I
did you
love.
try it?
I didn't because I don't have like so I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum for
Well, you're on some spectrum.
right. But basically, I don't have really a lot of time because I
Yeah.
have young kids and things like that. So I find myself just like bebopping through whatever I can. And I find that I don't really have time to do a vocal
So
tone.
I do the vocal toning on the way, like in the car, because that's something I think the car is such a good space and like walking from place to place is a good space for all of those
So
things.
you're telling me you walk and all of a sudden you'll be like, oh,
You should have seen the other day I had a flat not a flat tire on the day of the supermoon, which was so crazy. And I thought it was just like flat from the cold weather, but it ended up being a hole. And like my intuition was like, you should go get this checked out. So I brought it to the tire place. And then I was supposed to go have a spa day with my friend. So she was gonna come pick me up, but I just started like walking because I don't have patience. So I started walking down the old Georgetown Road, just like a busy street and it was snowing and so there was no one around me and I just started singing at the top of my lungs like random songs like I love the snow, there is snow on the grass. And it was so liberating.
Right.
And I was like, what if anyone has their window down right now and can hear me? They're going to think I'm psycho. But also, I think that's part of the freeing piece. Like, who cares? Like, sing your weird song, do your vocal toning. Like, if people see me in the studio outside of my car going like, ah,
Then they might not want to take your yoga class.
that's fair. But it
Yeah,
is
so
lovely.
thanks for sharing some of those things. So let's talk a little bit about like the OG rituals, you know? So like
Yes.
we have this like elevation, and I wouldn't even call it elevation, but like evolution of like what rituals
Right.
are and like how we can do them in modern times because we don't have time for that. But like the old rituals that sometimes like are brought back, like fire rituals or like um podcast ritual. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I think what you're trying to say is like rituals are not something we made up, and there's a reason why we feel drawn to like doing something grounding each day is that we as human beings back from the cave days, we were all communing together and we came together for these rituals, and now we don't have that anymore. So it feels really good to be a part of something that everybody else is like also doing to ground and to reconnect to spirit or source or the universe because that's what we've been doing like since the olden days. And so I think it is, there is something to be said for that piece that we need to continue to figure out how to make that work in our modern world. I think that speaks to like the community piece and also like cycles, right? Like rituals in terms of cycles, like doing a moon mask, or like women used to go to the red tent. Remember the red tent?
I do, but you're back to the moon mask again.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess we should name this the period podcast today.
Maybe. I think you should bottle it up and sell it because your skin looks so good.
Thank you so much.
So, anyways, so yeah, I mean that makes sense.
So why do you think humans crave rituals? Why, what do you think it is about like the idea of having something that you go to like each morning that feels so soothing to the soul?
I'll tell you exactly why. I think rituals are like portals. And
Ooh.
so if someone does like for example, like sipping tea or like saying a certain singing a certain song or something like that.
Yeah.
Like people have done those millions and millions of years. So as you step into that state of being with
Mm.
those experiences, you're tapping into every single other person who's either doing it that at the moment or yeah,
Yes, Queen. I love
and you're
this.
accessing all of that information. That's why I've always loved also even in yoga, I don't know if they do this in yours, but like the Sanskrit words, which I don't even know what they mean, like Omastatihi and like
Definitely not that. Carry on.
Om Namah Shivaya, that I know is one.
Okay,
So
good.
like things like that, which I'm like, okay, I'm not Hindu, but there's something about these beings. Is that Hindi? Okay. Anyways, I think it is. So
Hey,
whatever.
editor, before we get kicked off for cultural appropriation.
Okay. So, but anyways, these have been said for so many years that when you access them, it is like connecting
Yeah,
to oneness.
yeah, agreed. I love that so much. I think you're exactly right. I think, like, if you think of any community-based people, which we all started out that way, and I think also like religions tried to emulate that. And if you think about prayer, that's what every like coming together to sing and song and worship whatever God, deity that they started out and continue to do. I think you're right. Like nobody really does that anymore unless you're part of a religious organization. And so being able to access the energy, and I love that idea of like stepping through a portal. And now you're energetically communing with all of these people who are also doing these things. Love.
So let's talk about like some tiny rituals because I know you do like all of these like rituals that are so long and take you five
Well,
hours.
they're not, the truth is they don't take that long. I breathe, I meditate. Each of those like are only 5 minutes, and then I do my morning pages, which is just where I like brain dump for 3 pages. It's through the artist's way is where I learned about it. And that's also been like so supportive to me to be able to connect with like you said, like opening a portal. I just get to like dump it all out, and then sometimes like really cool things come through.
But then you do your yoga and then you
No,
have,
but that I wouldn't that's not part of my morning ritual.
oh, okay.
I mean, that's one of those things like you were saying, like then throughout the day I make sure I read or, do your meditation. So for me, like the movement piece, I mean, sometimes I do my 6 a.m. yoga classes with my girlies, but also that's something that I can do later or if I need to take a walk or whatever.
I just find that a lot of my clients come in and they don't have time for any of those things.
Yeah.
So it's like they don't have time to do even, that's not part of your ritual. It is something that brings spirituality into your
Yeah.
practice. So it's like, okay, well, if I don't have time to sit there even for 5 minutes because my kids are waking up at 6 a.m., then I don't have time for all those things. So like what I've been working on, even in myself, is like these micro
Yeah.
rituals, these like tiny rituals that can really change something very
Yeah.
quickly and that don't have to have access to the OCD component that is present sometimes of like, I have to do this or I'm feeling this
So
way.
can you give a few examples of things that you do?
Yeah. So one of the things I do is when I wake up in the morning, I always do this. I just place my hand on my heart. And that's just like now it's like just instinctual. And so
Hmm.
just that is connecting me for the day to just be like, okay, live from the heart, live from the
Yeah.
heart. So that's
Yeah.
one of the things. Another one I like to do is I'm really big on timers. So I'll set a timer in my phone, like an alarm that goes off every day. And
Mhm.
so I'll do it like 2 p.m. and I'll write like breathe. And all I'll do is like as soon as it comes on, I'll be like, okay, I'm just gonna take one breath.
Yeah.
Where I'm doing, I'm gonna stop and take one breath. And I'll change that timer often because otherwise I find myself getting complacent. Like I'm like, oh, it says breathe, like whatever. So
Right.
I might say, like, okay, what else is possible? And then I'm starting to think about things like that. Do you have any of these micro rituals?
Yeah. When you were saying that, it actually just reminded me about, do you know about glimmers?
Yeah, but I forget.
So like I think we have something called the reticulating activating system, the RAS in our
Oh
brains.
yeah, I
Do you
know
know
about
about that?
that. No,
We
I
learned
don't.
it in AP Science at Miami Country Day.
No.
And so our brain, like the pickpocketer always sees pockets, our
Mm.
brain is trained to continue to look for things that make our story true, whatever we're telling ourselves. And so we're designed to like, if you feel like you don't have enough, you're going to keep looking for things in your life that you don't have enough of. So one way to change that, and this speaks into the rituals, is by looking for things that are glimmers in your life. And so to embody that, what I do is I like to tap on my heart when I see those
Told someone
glimmers.
to do that today.
Yeah, so like for example, today I was going to get my facial and my parking meter was already paid for. And so
Oh,
yeah, so someone had already paid for the full hour the exact amount of time that I was going to need to go in. And so I tapped on my heart to embody that beautiful moment, that synchronicity that happened to me. So now it's living in my body. Whereas had I not done that at the end of the day, if when Jordan asked me like, "Hey, how was your day?" I'd probably have been like, "Oh, it's fine." Like, but now I remember that piece and I'm storing it in my heart space to be able to continue to look out for those glimmers and embody them. And then my RAS is going to continue looking for those glimmers because the more we see, the more we believe that this is for us.
love it. So let's do it right now, everyone.
Because this is your glimmer right now that you're with us. We love you.
Yes, glimmer, glimmer. Do you have
Okay.
anything else to share before we get to our game?
Um, I think we should talk about the supermoon for just like a hot minute because I think that ties into rituals and cycles. Because as I've gotten older, one thing I've really noticed is that like as humans, we've really fallen out of the idea that we're all cyclical beings, just like nature. And I think that if we lean into the fact that we all have seasons and go along with that, like you're allowed to rest when your body feels like resting. You're allowed to when once you get feel like a creative niggle, you can you can roll with that and like use that as your time to create and then let it be okay when that period is over. And so anyways, with that being said, I've been like following the moon a lot. And so just recently we've experienced the super moon, the last full moon of 2025, the last super moon for like the next 40 years. And so something I did with my family was we all wrote, and you can do this at any full moon, we all wrote like things that our intentions that we were going to bring in for the next cycle. or manifestations. We wrote it on a piece of paper, folded up the piece of paper, and then we put water in a mason jar. And then we put that jar outside at night when it was dark and the sun had already gone down, on top of the paper. And then let the moonbeam, sorry, infuse the water. And then the next morning, we drank the water from the
Ew.
moon. It was closed.
Oh, I thought you, in my head, you put the paper in there, and I was thought that
That's
was
what Dean said too, my son. He was like, "Do we put the paper in the water and then drink it?" No. You put it underneath
okay.
and then you put the jar on top and then the morning you drink it. So if anyone's looking for a new ritual to support them, you can try that. It's much easier than a moon mask.
Can I ask you a question though?
Always.
So we did a ritual also during the full moon with my kids.
Oh, I
We did,
can't wait to hear what it was.
well, it was the same kind of thing, but my
Oh.
impression was with the full moon, you're supposed to release, and with the new moon, you're supposed to bring in things. So with our full moon, we wrote down all the things that we wanted to release, and then we ripped them up.
Oh.
And and then we after that we did put something like what we want to replace them with, but I was always under the impression that the new moon is where you like call in, and the full moon is because you're full and you want to release.
We're gonna have to get back to our viewers on that.
Okay, so let's look it up, but either way the point is
I
that
think you can do both, but we'll get to the bottom of this.
okay, and then we went outside in the front and we started making wolf noises and howling at the moon.
I'm dead. That's amazing.
And you should,
I
I feel like I loved it because literally I felt like anyone who came outside and saw us being so weird was probably just like, I always wish that I'm going to be videotaped and put on like Instagram of like one of the weird people that they like find.
Yeah, or you're gonna like be arrested because they think you're on PCP since you live in Florida.
That's true. Okay, so what we're gonna do now? Oh, I also want to just make a mention. We're starting a series called the group chat. And did we get any messages?
Wait, someone did ask me something and now I forgot what it was. So write it in, DM us, slide into our DMs so that we can have the questions ready to answer.
So basically, what the group chat is if you have any questions, either for us or just in general, kind of like a Dear Abby situation. Don't like kick us off Spotify for saying that. But
Cassava, we're gonna be gone.
I know in Cassava, we're for sure going to be gone with that one. But basically, just send it in and we'll talk about it like we're your BFFs and give some insight into like our perspectives. So, on that note, we're going to play a game, and the game today is called Ritual or Red Flag. And so, we're just going to basically come up with some situations, and I'll read one, and then you read one or
Okay.
say one. And basically, after that, we kind of like did this ahead of time. But, anyways, so I'll read one, and then you read one, and then we basically decide is that a ritual or red flag. So the first one is at a retreat that you go to, you give your phone to the facilitator who's doing it so he can make sure you're aligned. So he can read all your texts and then see if you are like meant to be at the retreat. Is that a ritual or a red flag?
That is a red flag. I would gladly give my phone away to have like a no tech retreat, but if he's going to go through all my stuff, honestly, the thing I'd be most embarrassed about is my calculator because he'll see that I did like what's 25 times 4.
I was actually thinking about that for a minute, but I got it.
See? See, it's hard. That's why we need the calculator.
Also, I'd be wondering if he like writes back to some of the people, like,
Ooh, that's
or
like my favorite thing to do is take
did,
people's phones and like write back to random people that like when they're like, "Hi, I have a great job for you. It makes $25 million an hour and I have new health care and health
who
care
is
for
saying
you."
that?
You don't get those texts?
But you just said you take someone else's phone. Oh,
Yeah,
you
so
take,
this is now people know that I'm like very good at this. So they'll say, "Oh, Heidi, I just got this text about this." And I'll write back to them and be like, "I'm so glad you reached out to me. My son has leprosy
oh
and we're
my
looking
God.
to put him in the special colony. And I'm wondering if your plan covers this. And I also need a flexible schedule
And
because my Foot Finder account
okay.
has
All right.
broken. See how good I am?
Well, actually, I think it started with us because I remember we were at Boomers or something, and someone wrote to me, and we had this whole conversation. And they wanted to see a picture of us, and we sent them this picture
Yes.
on the Instagram.
Remember they said they were best friends with Beyonce or something.
Yes.
And
Anyways,
I
that's
was like, same.
same.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a
Next.
weekly circle where you stare into another person's eyes for 4 minutes to dissolve your ego. Ritual or red flag?
So I will say that's a ritual because I'll tell you why. Evan and I, when we first met, I wanted to go to this like workshop and I got him to come with me and I didn't realize anything what it was. And basically we had to stare in people's eyes for like 4 minutes each. And then we had to move on to the next one. And I thought it
Oh
was just
no.
going to be us staring into each other's eyes because I was like excited, but basically it was not. And he had to stare into this guy's Cliff's
Flip.
and it was so hilarious because Cliff was like very into it. And he
Yeah.
kept like moving his head like at Evan, like side to side.
Oh,
And
you have to follow their eyes when they move their head?
you don't, but Cliff wanted to move his head like a
Oh,
million times. And Evan afterwards, I'm like surprised we even stayed together because he was like, what did you just take me to? And I was hysterical laughing. But I still think it was a ritual because it was
yeah.
like one of those things where can you stare into someone's eyes for that long?
Yeah.
And like what happens?
Agreed. Um, okay, I think that's cool.
Okay, so my next one is tonight we're gathering at the beach to scream into the wind so the ocean can carry away what no longer serves us.
Literally my dream.
I agree with you.
You know they have scream clubs now?
I do. I tried to go to one, but it didn't work out the timing.
Okay.
I'm
I
just
think
wondering in those, like, do you stagger the screams or like everyone screams at the same time? And like, do people like, especially if it's on the beach, like I would think someone thinks that everyone needs help.
well, I think if like 25 people are standing at the edge all screaming together, they'll realize that it's fine, right?
I mean,
And I
I
think
hope
they
so.
just keep screaming like you and then right because then you like stop and then you scream again.
Right.
So I
Okay.
think it's staggered and yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Um There is a candlelit dinner where no one speaks, so you can hear your intuition chew.
I think it's a little weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what my intuition would be like chewing. I mean, I don't
Wait, do you have that disease where you can't hear people chew or you want to punch them in the vagina?
know. And I'm a really loud chewer. So I was actually at this
Oh,
training the other, like not the other day, but like I was at this training and I decided to bring pita chips.
no.
And
That
I
is,
sat in the back and literally they called me out in the thing. They were like, you are chewing so, but I wasn't even chewing so loud. I was like, my mouth was closed. I was trying to be mindful, but I'm just a really loud chewer. So
at least did you dip the chips in tuna fish or egg? Did you bring egg to a
no, because I
Good.
didn't want to be that obvious, but I don't even think I could hear my intuition when I'm chewing. So
Yeah, you are a loud chewer. And you hear your chewing in your head.
I know that's what, and I thought maybe it was just me, but
Yeah, no. Chewing is a problem, I think, for a lot of people.
okay. So how about this one? There's a close-eyed pilgrimage where we walk forward until someone hits a tree.
I kind of like a closed-eyed pilgrimage. I was doing yoga at a mini retreat at Soulfire, and we used mouth tape so
Oh, you
that
love
we
mouth tape.
I do love mouth tape, and so we could do ujjayi breath the whole time. But since I use mouth tape at night, I it wasn't like that challenging for me. So I was like, I'm gonna make this even more challenging, and I closed my eyes to practice the whole time. It was so hard. But
Just with your eyes closed was
yeah,
hard.
yeah, I felt like Helen Keller. Do you think she did yoga?
But Helen Keller couldn't hear or see. That had nothing to do with her like nose breathing. Okay, Helen
She
Keller.
was blind, right?
Yeah, but that's you just felt like a blind person. You didn't feel like Helen Keller because she couldn't see or hear.
Okay, fine, that's fair.
Yeah, but I love that you took it to the next level.
Thank you. It was very, I like not like I feel like when you take away your senses, then then other senses perk up. So I like that, but like maybe not running into a tree.
Okay, so let's do one more.
Okay, I got it. Well, okay. We'll each choose we'll each choose a stranger who will
This
Wait,
one you
why did you try to delete that?
me too. I wanted you to pick it.
Okay. We'll each choose a stranger who will become our spiritual twin for the afternoon.
I actually love this idea.
Oh my God, of course you do.
I think that would be hilarious because like you would just pick this person and then you and them had to like they I wonder if they even knew. Like I would like to pick the spirit like I would like to pick the stranger who has no idea that I decided that I'm going to be their twin for
And
the
then what are you going to do? Follow them around like a stalker and see what they do? Like, are they your voodoo doll? I don't understand.
I think like I want to be like a mime with them. Like so they move their
You're
writing.
Stop it. So you're like control, like they're like a doll. What are those hair dolls?
I don't know what a hair doll is. Don't all
You,
dolls have hair? I would think.
oh no. Remember you used to cut the hair off all the Barbies.
It doesn't matter. They still had hair.
Okay, fine. You know, like the dolls that are like, did you make a doll of Daddy when you were little and be like, now I'm gonna do something bad to you because I'm mad at you?
But that's a voodoo doll, but
That's
I'm
what I said.
oh, you I didn't know you said that word, but no, I don't mean like a voodoo doll. That's like
Okay. So you're gonna be the puppeteer. He is the puppettee and you are the puppeteer. No, he is the puppeteer and you're the puppettee.
well, I almost think like they're twins, so they have to try to emulate me and
But
make
you just said they don't even know they're your spiritual twin. So you're just copying everything they do and they don't know it.
Yeah, actually that
Oh
makes more
my
sense.
God.
I think I'm gonna maybe practice this one.
Oh, let us know how it goes. I dare you to just literally like find someone in the grocery store and then just start like doing every motion that they do.
This is a great ritual, okay?
Okay,
So
do it. I
I'm
dare
definitely
you.
open to that. Okay, so we'll leave it
Okay.
on that one.
On that note, we'd love to hear from you. What are some rituals that you have? And what are maybe a ritual that you might start from listening to the podcast? And why is it a moon mask?
Please let us know if you try the moon mask and what your thoughts are.
Let us know all the things. Drop into our DMs or whatever. Leave us a comment. Leave us some questions for the group chat. We'd love to hear from you. And thank you so much for listening. We love you all. And don't forget, you can always.
Go sage yourself. Put on that extra music. Sorry to the people in Kosovo right now.
Can't hear this.